What is up, Jaguar students? It's your friendly neighborhood math teacher, Mr. Allred, and I am humbled and excited to welcome you to Unit 4 mini lesson number 6. This is our last and final mini lesson in Unit 4, and it is probably the most exciting one. In this mini lesson, we're going to talk about simple interest and the way it impacts us in the real world, okay? If your parents have ever complained about their mortgage or their car payments or furniture payments or something like that, this is part of what they're talking about, is this concept of interest. When you borrow money from the bank as a loan, you have to pay that loan back over a couple of years, but you also have to pay interest back to the bank, which is extra money that the bank charges you. Okay, it's also possible you might put some money in a savings account and earn some interest that way too. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Some very real world things, finding simple interest for a loan or a savings account, the formula for that, and how to use it in a math problem. So here we go. Today's mini lesson is entry number 7 in your table of contents. So everyone in the room should be writing that down in their table of contents right now, because look around the room. I'm not in the room, so you're going to want to make sure you stay super organized today. Okay, this is entry number 7 in the table of contents, and it's our last mini lesson in Unit 4. We're going to take a test on Unit 4, a post-test on Unit 4 on Thursday of this week. So on December 7th, we're going to be taking a post-test on Unit 4, okay? And there's going to be questions like these on there, okay? So simple interest, we see it all the time in the real world when we buy houses, when we buy cars, and when we take out loans. And there is a formula that we can use to solve for simple interest. That formula is given to you right here. I equals P times R times T. Okay. The only catch is I have to tell you what some of those words mean. Okay. The R, the interest rate, stands for the percent of the balance that a loan is charged or that an investment earns in a fixed period of time. Okay. If you take out a loan from the bank, they're going to charge you interest, and the lower the interest rate, the lower the percentage, the better off you'll be, because the higher it is, the more you'll have to pay. The principal, not Mr. Rockland, but the principal in this case is the original amount of money in an investment or loan. The original amount is equal to the principal, the P part of our formula. The time is usually expressed to us in years, and we're going to use years, the number of years, the T, in our formula. The interest is the I, and that is the extra amount that is charged when you borrow money, or the extra amount that is given to you when you invest money in a savings account. Okay, so you can put money into some savings accounts and they will earn extra money each year. Okay, they would be earning interest if that was the case. To find the balance on an account, we're going to take the principal and merely plus or add the earned interest. That'll tell us the balance on an account. Okay, so to find simple interest, you can use this formula. Interest equals principal, the original amount of money, times R, the interest rate. The only catch there is we have to change it to a decimal, and then we multiply by the number of years. I equals P times R times T. You can do that for any of these word problems, and it'll tell you the interest. It might also ask you for the balance. To find the balance, we have to take that interest we just found and add it back in addition to the principal. So no percent proportions here, y'all. Just straight up, we're taking a calculator out and we're going to multiply some stuff together. All right? All right. Here's some examples. Again, we're going to use this formula where I equals P, the principal, the original amount of money, times R, the rate as the decimal, times time. Okay? So here we go. How much interest will you make on $700 if the rate is 2.4% and you save for 2 years? What will the total balance of your account be after the 2-year period? So we boxed in the question, the total balance of the account after the 2-year period. We want to know balance. That's what we're going to put as our want to know. We want to know the balance. And then we're just going to go for it. We're just going to start. Okay? So to find the interest, we're going to take our formula And we're going to take the principal amount, $700. We're going to multiply it by the rate as a decimal. And the way we do that, okay, is move the decimal 2 places to the left, just like we did at the very beginning of the unit, and many less the number 1. So we take the decimal, move it 2 places to the left, 1, 2 times. We put a 0 there as a placeholder right there before the 2. So 700 times 0.024 times 2 years. Take your calculator out and you multiply all those things together. This can tell you that's 33.6. We've done this a lot in this unit, but to talk about money, we need to write 2 decimal points. So we put a 0 after the 6, and that's $33.60. Okay? That is just the extra amount of money that account will earn. Okay? So interest is extra money that is earned or owed. To find the balance, we always have to add the interest back to the principal. That'll tell us the total amount that is earned over that 2-year period. So the total balance of your account, if you put in a savings account for 2 years, 2.4% interest rate, you have $733.60. So you still have the $700 you started with, but you earn $33.60 extra. That's a savings account. You might earn some extra money. Okay? It's also definitely possible that you might borrow money at some point in your life. And when you borrow money from the bank, they're going to give you lots of paperwork, and they're going to ask you to fill out a credit score and lots of other things, and then they're going to give you a rate, an interest rate. And that's very important. Interest rate is very, very important, because the lower your interest rate, the better off you'll be. Okay? If you borrow $2,500 for 4 years at a 5.5% interest rate, how much will you owe after the 4 years is up? So it's asking for the total balance. Just like before, we want to know the balance. That's what it's asking for. What is the total amount that you will owe after the 4 years is up? So the principal, $2,500, times the rate as a decimal, move the decimal 2 places to the left for that percentage to turn to a decimal. So the original is 2,500 times 55 thousandths times 4 years. You take your calculator and multiply all those together, you get $550. Okay, to find the total amount that you will owe, right? If you borrow money from the bank, and after 4 years, you still have to pay them back that original money, but you also have to pay them back that interest. It's kind of like tax that we talked about earlier. So to find the balance, we take $2,500 and add $550 to it, and you would owe the bank $3,050 over the course of 4 years. Right? So the bank is going to make about $550 off of you taking their money from them. Isn't that crazy? That is crazy. Right. Last thing I'll show you is how to find monthly payments, because that's what your parents have probably been complaining about if you've listened to them do bills. Okay? To find the monthly payments, we're going to divide the total balance by the total number of months that we will make payments. So, for example, this is definitely a real, true story. I bought a house about 2 years ago. When I bought that house, I bought it for $240,000. I had to take out a loan that had an interest rate of 4.25% over the course of 30 years. So I'm going to pay back the same amount each month for 30 years, and I'm going to end up paying a big total that I'm going to show you. We're going to find the monthly payment on my mortgage. So the want to know is Mr. R's monthly payment on his mortgage. That's what we're going to end up figuring out here over the course of this word problem. Okay? The principal was $240,000. The rate was 4.25%. So move our decimal 2 places to the left. Call it 0.0425, and 30 years. When you multiply all that together, you get $306,000. Y'all, that's just the interest that I'm going to pay back on my house. That's just the interest. Okay? To find the balance, I still have to take $306,000 and add the original amount of the house, $240,000 to it. Okay, so get this. Over the course of 30 years, Mr. Allred is going to end up paying the bank about $546,000. Okay, to figure out his monthly payment, well, 30 years times 12 months every year equals 360 payments. So we're going to do 360 payments. We're going to figure out what a monthly payment would be if there were 360 payments. I took $546,000 and divided it by 30, then divided it by 12, which is the same thing as dividing it by 360. And I got $1,516.67. That's Mr. Allred's monthly payment on his mortgage. Yeah, I know it's crazy. It's bonkers. Okay. I've talked too long now. That's how you find simple interest on a loan or an investment. You take that formula, I equals P, where the P is the principal, R as rate, T is time, multiply it all together. That tells you the interest. To find the balance, you might have to add it back. To find the monthly payment, you might have to do some division. So there you go. I did some notes for you. While you're sitting there today, you're going to work on numbers 4 and 5 on your own or with a partner. My answer key is back there on the counter. It's two-sided because I also have some of the back practice problems back there as well on my answer key. Okay, great job today listening to these notes. Make sure you're respectful to the substitute that's in the room, okay, and make it a great day or not. The choice is yours. Thanks.